Right, a little while ago I showed how I make oil lamps on my lathes. It's one of my favourite things to make, and I showed this glass cutter or bottle cutter tool, which was very good, and today I've got another one to show. And it comes in this plastic case type thing in the post, and what I like about this one, it can actually cut all different shapes of bottles, and that's why I actually got this one. It's a new design and very well designed in fact, and very easy to actually use. So everything you need to start cutting bottles is included. Obviously the cutter. You have some special bands in which to go around the bottle so you can actually direct the hot water onto a small channel, and also use the bands to actually break the bottle at the actual cutting point. You have a special tool for actually breaking off any small parts that may not have broken off at the score mark. And you have some rough, like wet and dry paper, sandpaper, to actually clean up the edges of the bottle when it's cut, just to sand it off nice and flat. It does actually break off nice and flat, but you might just get some rough edges. The only other thing that you really need before you start is some safety goggles, and it is actually best to wear some form of protection on your hands, like gloves of some type. Maybe those cloth gloves would be good that you get for gardening or whatever. On the card that comes in the package, not only does it say that it's everything you need to start cutting bottles, it shows you all the different types of bottles you can actually cut with it. It also gives some ideas of the things that you can make, like drinking glasses, pendant lights, flower vases, candle holders, and you can make special gifts for people, and many other things like this lovely oil lamp. The instruction manual that comes with the bottle cutter is excellent, and it has lovely colour diagrams throughout, very easy to understand, and there's plenty of information in there to get started, and it even describes the method there, obviously, with the hot water and the cold water to actually break it at the end there. And it does actually say there, wear rubber gloves and eye protection, so that's the best gloves to wear then. So this is one bottle that I'm doing at the moment. I've scored the bottom line there on the actual lower half, and I want to score another line here before I take it down and put it under hot water and then the cold water to break it. So all you do is make sure that the wheel, the cutting wheel, is in the retracted or lifted up position like that. Put the bottle in, you unscrew these slightly or wherever it is, and line it up to where you actually want to cut it. First of all, make sure you take any labels or whatever off of the bottle, and then what I do is I tighten it up so that it's even both sides, the actual gap here, and you only want it lightly gripping that bottle, and you can actually sight down to see that all the rollers are actually on the glass. You don't need it really tight, and then you let the glass cutter down, and then what I do is just rotate the bottle carefully, keeping it in one position, because you want that line to actually come round and join up the other side, and that's perfect. Once it's gone round once, retract the cutter, and then you can actually lift up the side bits and take the bottle out. And that is actually set for that size bottle now, so you don't have to alter these if you put another one in exactly the same. So you can see there that it's scored nicely all the way round, and it's most important that you only go round once. If you go round and start to go in that actual scored mark again, you could actually damage the glass cutter, and it could go off always and cause chipping or whatever. So it's once round, and once you get the technique, it's dead easy to do. I found it's dead easy if you get it all nicely lined up, lightly tightened up like I've shown, and then drop that glass cutter down and just carefully rotate the bottle without moving it either way. You'll get a perfect line like that. So now I'm going to take it down and put it under hot water. Firstly, you put these bands on. These are adjustable bands which you can pull, made of some sort of silicone, I think. So push that one up to there, and that's the tightness for the bottle. Slide it down over, and on this one put it to that side of that scored mark, and then this one to the other side like that. And then all you do is tip boiling water from a kettle over that gap and let it run round that score mark for maybe half a minute or whatever, and then plunge it under cold water so you have a cold tap running, and you'll find that normally it'll either pop off or you can actually just snap it by hand. But like I said, it's most important to wear gloves when you're doing that. So I've managed to set it up in the kitchen to show you. I'm just boiling up the kettle at the moment, and I'll leave this cold tap running. And that's the first one. So I'm going to slide that along now. And there we go on the second one. And I'm actually very pleased with the way that's come out. I just need to light the sand to get that perfect. And I can make a lovely oil lamp out of that one. So that's how easy it is to use this glass cutter, and it's a brilliant little tool. I've sanded this off already. I did it on my belt sander to make it a bit easier, which is a good thing to have if you're using glass cutters like this. You can actually put them on a belt sander. It's not absolutely perfect around this one, and that's because there's some undulation in the inside of the bottle here. So there's a little dip there and a little dip at the same place at the other end. The more perfect you get a bottle, say if I did this one here, it looks quite good inside, so that one would come out better. But these little dips, that doesn't matter to me at all, because I actually put the brass up over the glass and that hides that all away. So it's absolutely fantastic for making glasses for oil lamps like this. So I'm very pleased with this glass cutting kit. I like the way it works, and it's excellent value for money.